Hey gang, it's Stuart Goffey. Welcome to part 2 in our 8-part series on the select menu in Audacity. And I've got an example built here for you, and we'll just jump right into it. We're now looking at the tracks submenu in the select menu. And there are only two options in it, in all tracks, and then this right now grayed out in all sync locked tracks. We'll get to that in a second. In all tracks, the shortcut is Shift Command K or Shift Control K if you're on Windows. And as the name implies, if you have some audio selected and you choose Select Tracks in all tracks, it selects the same segment of audio across all of the tracks. And if I copy that, then I'm just using Command C and go out here to the end where there's nothing going on and hit paste. It pastes in a copy of that segment of each track all the way down the whole project that was selected. Okay, so if you're doing a podcast or if you're mixing some music, something like that, then this can come in handy. The second option is for in all sync locked tracks. And so for that, we need to look at what is sync lock and how does that work. On the tracks menu, the last option is keep tracks synchronized. If you select that with just audio tracks in your project, it will select all of the tracks and lock them together time-wise. So if you move anything or delete anything within a track, all the other tracks will be edited as well. Okay, so they'll move to keep things in time sync. So this is great if you're trying to do a podcast, keep conversations synchronized, mix music, keep your music synchronized, and so forth. If you put a label track below several tracks, it will treat all of the tracks above that label, either to the top of the project or until it hits another label, as a group. Okay, so if I'm in this first track and I say tracks, keep tracks synchronized, then you'll notice these little clock icons show up over here in the track control panel, and the label track has these clock backgrounds. So this is a way you can control a group of tracks together without having to affect the entire project. Now if we select some audio on the top track with sync lock turned on, you'll notice that it looks like the audio in the second track and the label track are also selected. The same area in the label track is also selected. If I copy that and I come out here to the end, again in the first track, and I hit paste, I only get audio from the first track. So even though it looks like it was selected in the second track as well, it really wasn't. So I'll make a selection in the first track again, and this time I'm going to go to the select menu in tracks and I'm going to say in all sync locked tracks. And you'll notice that now the label track has a bar in it instead of showing the clock background. It shows that it's selected. If I copy that and then come out into some open space again in the first track and paste that, now I get audio from all of the tracks that were selected in the group, right? And nothing down here in these next two tracks, audio 3 and audio 4, because they didn't participate in the group. If I did a selection in the first track and did select tracks in all tracks, then I would get all of the tracks, and if I copy that and come out to the first track and paste it, then I get audio in all of the tracks. So in the same way, if I go to the second group, right, I can select some audio. Let's just say I'm working in the second track in the second group, and I turn on sync lock. Now you can see that it's only locking up the tracks that belong to this group. It doesn't go above the previous label track, and it includes the label track immediately below. And so now if I do select tracks in all sync locked tracks, I get that indication on the label track that everything in the group is there, and I can come out here to the left and I can paste. Oh, wait a minute. We get this error message. We copied audio that started in the third track and included the fourth track and the label track below, because that's what's in this group. And I tried to paste it with my cursor in audio 4, right? So it's saying that that's not the right shape to paste. That's not where the copied audio started. I have to be on the first track of the group in order to successfully paste what I've copied. So if I go to that first track and hit paste, then I get the audio that was copied from the whole group. So it can be a little bit confusing, but just keep in mind that if you have Keep Tracks Synchronized turned on, you see the little clocks over in the track control panel. Even if you don't have a label track, now I took away the label tracking, you can see that all of the tracks here are synchronized, right? And so if I make a selection, even though it looks like it's selected, and let me turn off the labels too at the bottom here, because that makes it visually even more confusing, because there's no label track to indicate that all of this isn't actually selected. So just to make sure, go to Select Tracks in All Sync Locked Tracks, and you'll notice that the track control panel, watch the track control panel, I have this selected. Even though it looks like everything's selected here, if you look at the track control panels, the first one is blue, the rest of them are gray. That's your visual indicator that only the first track is selected. So if I go to the Select menu and I go to Tracks, in All Sync Locked Tracks, now that audio is selected in all of the tracks that have turned blue. And if I copy it and then come out in some empty space on the first track in the group, I can paste it successfully. That's all for the Select menus, the Tracks submenu in all tracks and in all sync locked tracks. See you next time when we'll be looking into the Region submenu. I'm Stuart. Hope this helps.